I brought you here today to see this roundhouse. It was constructed in the county of Northamptonshire on the A510 Findon to Thrapston Road. Although this roundhouse is in the parish of Burton Latimer, it stands where the boundaries of Great Addington, Woodford and Findon also meet. It was built in the early and mid-19th century and has some late 20th century alterations. The house was built by the Arbuthnot family from Woodford, which is away over there a couple of miles, and this followed a visit by the Duke of Wellington, who remarked that the surrounding country across the Nen Valley reminded him of the fields of Waterloo, the site of the famous battle. The fields at the back of this house, we are told that Wellington, the Duke of Wellington, thought looked like the fields of Waterloo. And these are the fields from the other side of the roundhouse. The roundhouse is over there, and these are the fields that that Wellington thought looked like the fields of Waterloo, where the Battle of Waterloo was fought. And he would come across here. His friend lived in a house just over there, the Arbuthnot's, and the Arbuthnot's owned all this land, and the Arbuthnot's were a friend of the Duke of Wellington, and he built this roundhouse up here for the Duke of Wellington, who then would go up into the very top of the roundhouse, and he would look around and it would remind him of the fields of Waterloo. The Battle of Waterloo was one of the defining moments in European history. The battle took place in the present-day Belgium on Sunday, 18th of June, 1815, and the battlefield is located just over 9 miles south of Brussels. The battle was fought around the village of Placin-Noir, and more specifically a farmhouse in that area. This marked the final defeat of French military leader and Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon had conquered much of continental Europe in the early 19th century. Napoleon rose through the ranks of the French army during the French Revolution, seized control of the French government in 1799 and became emperor in 1804. Through a series of wars, he expanded his empire across the Western and Central Europe. However, a disastrous invasion of Russia in 1812, coupled with other defeats, led to his abdication and exile in 1814. He returned to France in 1815 and briefly resumed power. The Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon's forces were totally defeated by the British, Allied and Prussian armies, signalling the end of Napoleon's reign and the end of France's domination in Europe. After Waterloo, Napoleon abdicated and later died in exile. The legacy of Waterloo was decades of peace in Europe and the end of the Napoleonic era. Today, the Belgian battlefield is home to the Lion's Mound, erected by King William I of the Netherlands, marking the Prince of Orange was wounded during the battle. Here at home in Britain, Waterloo is still part of the fabric of daily life, with a train station in London, streets, pubs and parks named after the battle, and not least this roundhouse. On Thursday, this coming Thursday, 18th of June, we celebrate the bicentennial of the Battle of Waterloo.